Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Easy English Lessons and Podcast, where learning English is simple, natural, and always interesting. I'm Rachel.
And I'm David. Hello, Rachel, and hello to all our wonderful listeners around the world. Rachel, I have a question for you. What do you think of when you hear the word Thanksgiving?
Oh, that is easy. Turkey, pumpkin pie, family dinner, maybe watching some football on TV.
Exactly. Most people think of food and family, but here is something surprising. The real story of Thanksgiving is completely different from what most people imagine.
Different? How so?
Well, there was no pumpkin pie at the first Thanksgiving. There were no forks, and the celebration lasted 3 whole days, not just one dinner.
3 days? Wow, that is a long meal.
Right? And that is just the beginning. The true history is full of surprises, struggles, and an unexpected friendship that changed everything.
Now I am really curious, and I think our listeners are too.
Good, because today we are going on a journey back in time. We're going to explore the real story of Thanksgiving, from the dangerous ocean voyage to the first harvest feast.
And with Thanksgiving coming up very soon, this is the perfect time to learn the history behind this special holiday.
Absolutely. Whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or not, this story teaches us about courage, survival, and gratitude.
Plus, you will learn lots of useful English vocabulary and practice your listening skills.
But before we travel back in time to the year 1620, we need to ask you for a quick favor.
Yes, just one small favor from our amazing listeners.
If you're enjoying this podcast, please subscribe to Easy English Lessons and Podcast right now.
Just click that subscribe button. It helps us so much, and it is completely free.
And if you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button.
Share this episode with your friends, your family, or anyone who wants to learn English or understand American culture better.
Thank you so much. Your support means everything to us. Okay, Rachel, I am ready. Take me back in time. Where does this story begin?
It begins in England in the early 1600s. Life was very hard for ordinary people back then.
How hard?
Well, the king controlled everything, including religion. Everyone had to follow the same church, the same rules, the same prayers.
And what if you did not want to follow those rules?
Then you could be punished, fined, or even thrown in prison.
That sounds terrible. No freedom at all.
Exactly. And there was a small group of people called the Pilgrims who wanted religious freedom. They wanted to worship in their own way.
So what did they do?
They decided to leave England completely. They would sail across the Atlantic Ocean to a place they called the New World.
The New World. That means America, right?
Yes, but back then it was not called America yet. It was just unknown land across the ocean.
Unknown land. That sounds scary.
It was terrifying. They did not know what was waiting for them. No maps, no guidebooks, nothing.
But they went anyway?
Yes, in September 1620, about 102 people boarded a small wooden ship called the Mayflower.
The Mayflower. That is a famous name. I've heard of it before.
Most people have, but what they don't know is how dangerous the journey was.
Tell me about the journey.
The voyage lasted 66 days, more than 2 months on a tiny, crowded ship.
2 months on a ship. That is a very long time.
Yes, and the conditions were horrible. The ship was dark, damp, and crowded. People slept on hard wooden floors.
No beds?
No beds, no bathrooms, no fresh air, and the storms were terrifying.
Storms in the middle of the ocean. I can't even imagine.
The waves were so big that they crashed over the ship. People got seasick, some became very ill.
Did everyone survive the journey?
Sadly, no. Some people died during the voyage, but most held on, hoping for a better future.
That takes incredible courage.
It really does. One passenger described the ocean as a wilderness of waves. Just imagine being surrounded by water for weeks with no land in sight.
I would be so scared.
Everyone was scared, but they kept their faith and their dreams alive.
So when did they finally see land?
In November 1620, after 66 days at sea, they finally spotted the coast of North America.
They must have been so happy.
They were relieved, but their troubles were just beginning.
What do you mean?
Well, they arrived in the middle of winter. The weather was freezing cold.
Oh no, winter is not a good time to arrive in a new place.
No, it's the worst time. There were no houses waiting for them, no farms, no food, nothing.
So what did they do?
They had to build shelters quickly, but they didn't have enough tools or materials. Many people got sick from the cold.
How cold was it?
Extremely cold. Snow covered the ground, winds were harsh, and they didn't have warm clothes or enough blankets.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It was. The first winter was brutal. Nearly half of the Pilgrims died during those months.
Half? That is so tragic.
Yes, they died from hunger, disease, and freezing temperatures. Families lost loved ones. It was heartbreaking.
I can't imagine going through that.
In their journals, they wrote about praying every night just for warmth and safety. Many times they thought about giving up.
But they didn't give up?
No, the survivors refused to quit. They believed they had come to the New World for a reason.
What kept them going?
Hope, faith, and eventually help from unexpected friends.
Unexpected friends? Who?
The Native Americans who had lived on that land for thousands of years.
Ah, yes, the Native Americans. Tell me about them.
The land where the Pilgrims arrived was home to a group called the Wampanoag people.
Wampanoag. That is a beautiful name. How do you say it again?
Wampanoag. They were one of many indigenous tribes living in the region.
Indigenous means they were the original people of the land.
Exactly. They had been living there for generations, long before any Europeans arrived.
So how did the Pilgrims meet them?
In the spring of 1621, after that terrible winter, the Wampanoag approached the Pilgrims' settlement.
Were the Pilgrims afraid?
At first, yes, they didn't know what to expect. Everything was so different from England.
And how did the Wampanoag feel?
They were cautious too. They had seen other European ships before, and not all encounters had been peaceful.
So both sides were nervous.
Yes, but their leader, Chief Massasoit, wanted to build a peaceful relationship.
Chief Massasoit. Why did he want peace?
Because he understood that cooperation could help both groups. The Wampanoag had been weakened by diseases brought by earlier European visitors.
That's sad.
It is. Many Native Americans had died from illnesses they had never encountered before, so Massasoit saw the Pilgrims as potential allies.
Allies means friends or partners.
Yes, people who can help each other, and the Pilgrims desperately needed help.
So what happened next?
One man changed everything. His name was Squanto.
Squanto. I think I've heard this name before.
Many people have, but Squanto was a member of the Wampanoag who spoke English.
Wait, he spoke English? How?
That is an incredible story. Years before the Pilgrims arrived, Squanto had been captured and taken to Europe.
Captured? That is terrible.
Yes, he spent years in Europe, learned English, and eventually found his way back home to his land.
Wow, that must have been so difficult for him.
It was a painful journey, but when he met the Pilgrims, he chose to use his knowledge to help them.
That is very generous. What did he teach them?
Everything. He taught them how to plant corn, which was completely new to the Pilgrims.
They did not know how to plant corn?
No, corn was a Native American crop. Europeans had never seen it before.
Interesting. What else?
He showed them how to use fish as fertilizer to make the soil richer. He taught them which plants were safe to eat.
That sounds like survival training.
It was. He also taught them how to fish in the local rivers and how to hunt certain animals.
Without Squanto, the Pilgrims might not have survived.
Exactly. His knowledge was essential. He literally saved their lives.
So the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag started working together.
Yes. Over time, trust began to grow. They shared tools, exchanged food, and learned from each other.
That must have been challenging with the language barrier.
It was, but they used gestures, patience, and goodwill. Slowly, they built a friendship.
A friendship between two very different cultures.
Exactly. And this friendship became the foundation of the Thanksgiving story.
So when did the first Thanksgiving happen?
In the autumn of 1621, after months of learning and working, the Pilgrims finally had a successful harvest.
A harvest means gathering crops from the fields.
Yes, they harvested corn, beans, squash, and pumpkins. For the first time, they had enough food to survive the winter.
They must have been so relieved.
They were overjoyed, and they felt deep gratitude toward the Wampanoag for helping them.
So they decided to celebrate.
Yes, they organized a feast to give thanks for the harvest and to honor their friendship with the Wampanoag.
How many people came to this feast?
About 50 pilgrims and 90 Wampanoag men attended.
90 Wampanoag? That is a lot of people.
Yes, the Wampanoag brought 5 deer to share. They also brought wild birds, another game.
And what did the Pilgrims bring?
The pilgrims prepared what they had harvested: corn, beans, squash, and berries.
No turkey.
Maybe there were wild birds, possibly turkey or duck, but we're not completely sure.
And no pumpkin pie.
Definitely no pumpkin pie. They did not have ovens or sugar. Everything was cooked over open fires.
So what did they eat?
Simple, hearty food: roasted meat, boiled vegetables, cornbread, seafood from the rivers.
It sounds delicious and very different from modern Thanksgiving.
Very different, but the spirit was the same: gratitude, community, and sharing.
How long did the celebration last?
3 full days.
3 days? That is amazing.
Yes, they ate, played games, competed in races and archery. Children ran around, people laughed and talked.
It sounds like a wonderful time.
It was. For those 3 days, 2 different cultures came together in peace and friendship.
That is beautiful. So this was the first Thanksgiving.
Yes, though they did not call it Thanksgiving at the time. It was just a harvest celebration.
So when did it become an official holiday?
That took much longer, actually more than 200 years.
200 years? Why so long?
Because after that first feast, life went on. The celebration did not become an annual tradition immediately.
So people forgot about it?
Not completely. Communities in New England started holding their own Thanksgiving days after good harvests or victories.
But each community did it differently.
Exactly. Some celebrated in September, others in October or November. There was no fixed date.
That sounds confusing.
It was, and as America grew, people realized they needed a national holiday to bring everyone together.
So who made it a national holiday?
A very determined woman named Sarah Josiah Hale.
A woman? That is impressive for that time period.
Yes, Sarah Hale was a writer and magazine editor. She believed deeply in the power of shared traditions.
What did she do?
She spent nearly 40 years writing letters to governors and presidents, asking them to make Thanksgiving a national holiday.
40 years? That is incredible dedication.
She never gave up. She wrote hundreds of letters. She published articles. She shared recipes.
Did anyone listen to her?
For many years, no. Most leaders ignored her requests.
That must have been frustrating.
Very frustrating. But then something happened that changed everything.
What?
The Civil War began in 1861.
The Civil War. That was a very dark time in American history.
Yes, the country was divided. Families were fighting against each other. It was heartbreaking.
How did this help Sarah Hale?
Because during the war, her message became more important. A holiday about gratitude and unity was exactly what the country needed.
So she wrote to the president?
Yes, she wrote to President Abraham Lincoln in 1863.
And did he respond?
Yes, Lincoln was deeply moved by her letter. He understood that the country needed healing.
So what did he do?
He issued a presidential proclamation declaring that Thanksgiving would be celebrated on the last Thursday of November.
The last Thursday of November. Is that still the date today?
Almost. In 1939, President Franklin Roosevelt moved it to the 4th Thursday of November, and that's where it has stayed.
So Lincoln made Thanksgiving official during the Civil War.
Yes, even though the war was still happening, he wanted Americans to pause and reflect on gratitude.
That is powerful. Finding gratitude during such pain.
It is. Lincoln wrote that Americans should give thanks for the blessings of fruitful fields and healthful skies.
Beautiful words.
Yes, and from that moment, Thanksgiving became a national tradition.
So how did Thanksgiving evolve after Lincoln's proclamation?
Over the years, it grew into one of America's most beloved holidays.
How did it change?
Families created their own traditions. Turkey became the centerpiece of the meal. Recipes for stuffing, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie spread across the country.
Now we finally have the pumpkin pie.
Yes, now we have pumpkin pie. Each region added its own special dishes, too.
Like what?
In the South, people make sweet potato casserole and cornbread. In New England, some families serve seafood.
Different regions, different foods, but the same holiday.
Exactly. And new traditions emerged too, like parades.
Parades? You mean like marching bands?
Yes, the most famous is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. It started in 1924.
What happens in this parade?
Giant balloons shaped like cartoon characters, marching bands, dancers, and performers. Millions of people watch it on TV.
That sounds fun. What else?
Football games. Many families watch football on Thanksgiving Day.
Football and food. Very American.
Yes, very American. But there's also a beautiful tradition of giving back.
Giving back? What does that mean?
It means helping others. Many people volunteer on Thanksgiving to serve meals to the homeless or deliver food to elderly people.
That is wonderful.
Yes, gratitude grows when we share it with others.
I love that idea. So Thanksgiving is not just about receiving, but also about giving.
Exactly. And that brings us to something important we need to discuss.
What is that?
The Native American perspective on Thanksgiving.
Yes, I was wondering about that. How do Native Americans view this holiday?
For many Native Americans, Thanksgiving is a complicated holiday.
Complicated? Can you explain?
Well, while the first Thanksgiving was a moment of cooperation, what happened afterward was tragic.
What happened?
As more European settlers arrived, Native Americans lost their land, their culture, and many lost their lives.
That is heartbreaking.
It is. Diseases, conflicts, and forced relocation devastated Native American communities.
So the peaceful moment did not last.
Sadly, no. The friendship between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag was real, but it was brief.
How do Native Americans observe Thanksgiving today?
Some celebrate it as a day of family and gratitude. Others observe it as a national day of mourning.
A day of mourning.
Yes, it is a day to honor their ancestors and remember the losses their people suffered.
That is important to acknowledge.
Very important. Understanding the full history helps us approach Thanksgiving with both gratitude and awareness.
So we can celebrate the good parts while also recognizing the painful parts.
Exactly. History is complex. We can appreciate the values of gratitude and cooperation while also honoring the truth.
That makes sense. So, Rachel, Thanksgiving is coming up very soon. What are your plans?
I am going to spend it with family. We will cook a big meal together, watch some football, and just enjoy each other's company.
That sounds lovely. Will you cook turkey?
Yes, my mom always makes the turkey. I will help with the side dishes.
What side dishes?
Mashed potatoes, green beans, stuffing, and cranberry sauce. Oh, and of course, pumpkin pie for dessert.
Classic Thanksgiving menu.
Yes, very traditional. What about you, David? Do you have plans?
I do. I'm hosting Thanksgiving this year in my house.
Really? That is exciting. How many people are coming?
About 15 people, family and some close friends.
15 people? That is a lot of cooking.
I know, I'm a little nervous, but my sister is helping me.
That is good. What will you cook?
Turkey, of course, and my sister makes amazing sweet potato casserole.
Oh, I love sweet potato casserole.
Me too. I'm also making homemade rolls and apple pie.
Apple pie instead of pumpkin pie?
I like both, so I might make both.
Why not? The more pie, the better.
Exactly. And you know what the best part will be?
What?
Going around the table and having everyone share what they're thankful for.
Oh, yes, that is a beautiful tradition. We do that in my family, too.
It is such a simple thing, but it's so powerful. It reminds us to focus on the good things in life.
Absolutely. Even when life is difficult, there is always something to be grateful for.
Well said, Rachel. That is the true spirit of Thanksgiving.
So, listeners, if you celebrate Thanksgiving this year, we encourage you to take a moment to reflect on gratitude.
Yes, think about the people, the experiences, and the blessings in your life.
And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, you can still practice gratitude any day of the year.
Exactly. Gratitude is not just for one day. It's a mindset we can carry with us always.
Before we finish, let's review some of the vocabulary we learned today.
Great idea. Rachel, can you start?
Sure. First, we learned the word pilgrims. Pilgrims were a group of people who left England seeking religious freedom.
Next, voyage. A voyage is a long journey, especially by ship.
We also learned harvest. A harvest is when you gather crops from the fields.
Indigenous means the original people of a land.
Gratitude means feeling thankful and appreciative.
Proclamation is an official announcement, especially from a government leader.
And mourning means feeling deep sadness, usually after a loss.
Those are all great words to remember.
Yes, and using these words will help you talk about Thanksgiving and history in English.
Absolutely. Okay, listeners, we have reached the end of today's episode.
But before we go, we have a special request.
If you enjoyed learning about Thanksgiving history today, please subscribe to Easy English Lessons and Podcast.
Click that subscribe button. It really helps us create more content for you.
And give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button if you're watching on YouTube.
Share this episode with your friends. Maybe someone you know is curious about American culture or wants to improve their English.
And please leave a comment below. We love reading your comments.
Yes, tell us, do you celebrate Thanksgiving? If yes, what is your favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, what are you grateful for today?
Write your answer in English. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just practice.
We will read every comment, and we might even reply to you.
Thank you so much for listening today, everyone.
We hope you learned something new about Thanksgiving and improved your English at the same time.
Remember, gratitude is a powerful thing. It changes how we see the world.
So this week, as Thanksgiving approaches, take a moment to appreciate the good things in your life.
Have a wonderful week, everyone. And if you celebrate Thanksgiving, we wish you a joyful holiday filled with love, laughter, and delicious food.
Goodbye, friends. See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. Stay grateful.